She was not born to live in fear, she was born to fight. When the Mughal emperor's army came for her land, everyone told her to surrender. But Rani Durgavati picked up her bow, mounted her horse, and rode into the battlefield herself. She fought like a lioness to protect her people, not for power, but for pride. Stay till the end, because her final decision will break your heart and make you proud of her courage forever. Chapter 1: The Princess of Kalinjar. Rani Durgavati was born in 1524 in the famous fort of Kalinjar, in the family of Chandela rulers. Her father, Raja Salivahan, was known for his bravery and honesty. From her childhood, Durgavati was different from other princesses. While most girls played with dolls, she played with bows and arrows. She loved riding horses and elephants. Her father often smiled and said, "My daughter has the heart of a warrior." She learned sword fighting, archery, and the art of war from the royal trainers. Even her teachers were surprised by her courage and discipline. When she was a little girl, she often watched soldiers practice. She asked questions about battle, protection, and leadership. Her mother taught her to stay kind and fair, even in hard times. Durgavati grew up believing that a ruler's first duty was to protect her people. As she became a young woman, her beauty and wisdom became famous in nearby kingdoms. Many kings wanted to marry her, but her father said she would choose someone who was equal to her in strength and honor. One day, she heard about a brave prince from Gondwana named Dalpat Shah, son of the great king Sangram Shah. Their meeting changed her destiny forever. Chapter 2: The Brave Marriage. Prince Dalpat Shah came to Kalinjar with his father's blessings. He had heard stories about Durgavati's courage and wanted to meet her himself. When they met in the palace garden, Durgavati was speaking with the soldiers about battle training. Dalpat watched quietly, impressed by her knowledge. Later, they spoke about their kingdoms, their people, and their dreams. Both believed that a ruler should live for the happiness of others. Soon, they grew close, and the two royal families agreed to their marriage. The wedding took place with great joy. The streets were decorated, music filled the fort, and everyone praised the brave royal couple. After marriage, Durgavati moved to Gondwana with her husband. She quickly learned the ways of her new land and began helping in royal matters. The people loved her simple nature. She visited villages, listened to farmers, and helped improve roads and wells. Her husband often said, "My queen thinks like a ruler and works like a guardian." Together, they ruled with peace and wisdom. Their love was strong, and their rule brought prosperity. But happiness did not last long. A few years later, Dalpat Shah fell ill and passed away, leaving Durgavati with a young son named Narayan and a kingdom that now looked to her for strength. Chapter 3: The Queen of Gondwana. After her husband's death, Rani Durgavati decided to rule the kingdom as regent for her small son. The ministers and soldiers stood by her side. She sat on the throne of Gondwana with calm strength, wearing simple clothes but a fearless look in her eyes. She worked day and night for her people. She improved the army, built roads, and made sure no one went hungry. Her rule brought peace once again. She treated her soldiers like her own brothers and her people like her children. Every morning, she held open court, where anyone could come and speak freely. Her courage and fairness spread far and wide. Neighboring rulers respected her, and even enemies thought twice before attacking. She often joined her army during practice and could shoot arrows with perfect aim while riding her horse. Her people called her Durga of Gondwana. But peace never stays forever. One day, news came that a strong empire in the north was expanding towards her land. The Mughal emperor had begun to send his forces toward the central regions of India. Some ministers advised her to surrender. She replied firmly, "A Rajput woman never bows her head. I will protect my land till my last breath." Chapter 4: The First Battle. The Mughal army sent by the emperor entered the borders of Gondwana. They were large in number and well-equipped, but Rani Durgavati did not lose hope. She called her generals and said, "We may be fewer, but courage is our shield." She prepared her army with perfect planning. Her son, young Narayan, stood beside her, eager to fight. The queen rode her elephant, Sarman, wearing armor and carrying a bow. The people gathered to see her. Their queen looked like a living goddess of strength. When the enemy approached, Durgavati led her soldiers into the battlefield. Her arrows hit their targets with sharp precision. Her army fought bravely, and the first attack of the enemy failed. The Mughal forces were surprised by the courage of a woman ruler. For some time, the land of Gondwana echoed with victory songs. But the enemy soon returned with more soldiers. The queen refused to rest. "We will fight again," she said. "Even if we fall, the world will remember how we stood." Her spirit inspired everyone around her. The battle had only begun, but the queen's heart was already prepared for any ending. Chapter 5: The Final Stand. As days passed, the Mughal army grew stronger. They surrounded the queen's camp. The air was filled with smoke, arrows, and shouts. Durgavati fought with her bow and spear, moving through the battlefield on her elephant. Her soldiers followed her like shadows. She looked calm even in danger. When an arrow hit her arm, she pulled it out and continued to fight. Her son Narayan fought beside her with the same courage. But soon, he was badly wounded. Durgavati looked at him and said softly, "My son, fight for honor." He nodded with weak eyes, and she turned to face the enemy again. At last, her army began to fall back. Her generals begged her to escape, but she refused. "How can a queen run while her soldiers die?" she said. She continued fighting until another arrow struck her neck. Her elephant knelt down, and she knew her time had come. She whispered, "My life may end, but my courage will not." With one final act of dignity, she ended her own life to keep her honor safe. The battlefield fell silent, but her name had already become immortal in the hearts of her people. Chapter 6: The Queen Remembered. When the news of her death spread, the people of Gondwana cried like children. The soldiers who survived could not speak for days. The Mughal general bowed his head in respect, saying, "Such bravery is rarely seen." The land of Gondwana became a place of stories and memories. Children grew up hearing about the queen who fought for her land without fear. Her forts, temples, and wells stood as silent witnesses of her reign. Every year, the people prayed for her soul and told her story with pride. Historians later wrote that Rani Durgavati ruled with both sword and heart. She proved that true strength lies in duty and love for one's people. Even though centuries have passed, her name still lives in India's memory. She was not born to live a quiet life. She was born to lead, to protect, and to inspire. Rani Durgavati's story remains one of courage, sacrifice, and truth. From the walls of Kalinjar to the forests of Gondwana, her spirit still echoes. A ruler may fall, but courage never dies. If you felt inspired by this story of courage, Give this video a like, share it with friends, and subscribe to Glorious English for more powerful life stories told in simple English. Your one click keeps our storytelling journey alive.